welcome to Inktober. Maybe it looks like nothing right now. It's Inktober day 4. The word of the day is dodge. And I've got a good picture just here. I'm just going to grasp my picture. Ooh, dodge. I'm going for these fish. I can't believe it. I'm going for fish again. Taken on March 8th, apparently. Next to Girls' Day. That was Girls' Day itself. Nobody's here right now. I'm just going to talk to myself, am I? No worries. I'm going to get started. Nobody's here. So until you start saying hello, I'll probably try my best to keep my mouth a little bit more quiet than usual. Hello. Anybody? Welcome to Inktober. This is day 4 in the Inktober house. We've got day 3 yesterday. That went pretty well, I think. All this rubbish just in and around my desk. What can I say? It's not beautiful. It could be beautiful, and then maybe people would come. Haha. I don't know. Day 3. Day 2, spiders. Day 1, dream. Fish theme. This is not really very Kendal-y, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing it. Stick at it. Just keep swimming, as you might say if you were a fish called Dory. I see someone's here. I see a few people's here. Hello. Come on in. Make yourselves comfortable. Let me try and zoom. Hello, Dave. Oh, Rebecca, rather. Ooh. There we go. Today the word is dodge. What do you think? Is my picture appropriate? It's these fish that are dodging each other. I thought that was a pretty good way to interpret dodge, because everyone was like, what is dodge? How do we do that? What should we do? I didn't decide to get out and dodge. Unless I pass go and collect 200, I'm not doing it. So I'm going to get started with a pencil sketch. That's what I've been doing these last days. These are fish. They're all kind of organic shaped. It doesn't really matter where they go. You know what? I might do some lines to pinpoint where they'll be. Kind of all dodging each other. Hello, Claire. Hi, Gregory. Hi, Carol. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you all. Nice to see you. Nice. How are you all? I've just done my evening workout. I do it really late at night. Probably surprise you guys. Look at that. 14 hours of activity. That is almost unheard of in this life of mine. I've also eaten quite a lot of snacks and one good meal and just some junk, to be honest. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Ace of spades. Okay, this looks like a good way to start some fish, doesn't it? Just do random lines. This can be their bodies. I'm doing okay. I didn't choose a dodgy image. Exactly, Gregory. Gregory said he's glad that I didn't choose a dodgy image. Not that I would. Of course I wouldn't. I'm not that sort of person, as far as any of you know. You don't know. I could be all kinds of sorts of people. I could be anybody on the internet. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay, these look pretty cute, don't they? I also don't normally say that about fish, do I? When I was in front of these, I was pretty darn scared, to be honest. But this is a new day. New dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. I just found my old school teacher on Facebook. Do you think it'd be weird to message him? Yes, it would be weird and totally fine. If you're all adults now and nothing weird happened back then, it's totally fine. Go crazy. Just be aware that they might not reply, and that might not be because they might not use their Facebook, or they might not really know how to use their Facebook, or they might not want to engage with students. But I think it's fine, totally fine. I don't know if it makes it more or less weird, but Japanese, I live in Japan, for those of you that are tuning in and do not know who I am, but Japanese school teachers and students seem to stay in touch and seem to have like goodbye parties together for even just individual teachers. I've been teaching English all day and I shall not be doing more English tonight. Okay, do you see what I've done here? I've never drawn fish like this before. I'm doing it now. I've got my little Etchr postcard. It's up the right way. Look, vegan friendly. Nice. I've done some lines and I'm adding the bodies to the lines. The lines are in all different curly directions. Choosing fish could turn out, it could be quite fishy, couldn't it, Gregory, which in itself is a form of dodginess. Trust Gregory to work out the form of dodge that we couldn't work out yesterday. Everyone was saying they weren't too sure on the word dodge. They didn't know if they really used it or heard it. But me and Gregory are the sorts that have said dodge many a time. Welcome to anybody that is new to me and has somehow stumbled across this. You may not well have stumbled across it live, but you may stumble upon it in your downtime somehow. I don't know. And if you have, then welcome. And my name is Kendal James. You can find me online as Miss Kendal James, various places like Buy Me a Coffee or linktr.ee. So a link tree. You can find me as Miss Kendal James. On Instagram as well. All the things, Miss Kendal James. Look at these little fishies. I thought it might be weird. It's not weird, Claire. Go crazy. Go crazy. Don't go crazy. That might be weird. But go ahead and send the person a message. And also, may I add to this equation, if something is weird, who cares? What's the worst that happens? What if your old school teacher, male or female, I think you might have said male, what if he goes, oh, that's a bit weird, and I don't remember that person? Who cares? You never know that that's what they thought, and your life goes on. Or what if you end up having a great relationship and you're connected and it's all wonderful and you're friends and that's wonderful, great. Then goodness came from weirdness. You know? What have you got to lose? Almost nothing. Just don't give them your bank details, then you're fine. Then you got nothing to lose. You're all good. Okay, look, I'm getting engrossed. I stopped talking. I had a former teacher add you on. You had a former teacher add you on Facebook, so it's fine. You're so excited for this drawing. You adore koi. Me too. I'm so excited to color all of these drawings. You know, with paint when the time comes. But I guess that's going to be a November jobby. And then make them all into some kind of book for you guys. I'll probably just go for a downloadable PDF thing, but you can browse it at your leisure. Maybe I could write something nice about it. And I think it'll be a real special book, this one, because I'm going to make it really nicely. The other one I made in a bit of a rush. You can probably tell, but it's also still really lovely. And thank you so much to the people that have bought it. So do check out my Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/Miss Kendal James, where you can download last year's PDF for just £4 or £5, £4.80, I think. It's not too much money. And it really, really, really does help support me. You've got no idea how much even just your little £4 or £5 really makes a massive difference. And if you work for a school or some kind of organization and you want to print it off loads and loads and loads, I would love it if you would buy the version that is 5 times the price, because then you can print it hundreds of times if you like for all of your friends and family without feeling like you've swindled the little artist sitting behind her computer screen. Yeah, go crazy then. Go crazy. Oh, my body is in a bit of an ache today. I've got too many things to do and not enough time to do it at all. I really, honestly, I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, here we are, making it all happen one way or another. I just remember I had to leave the classroom in tears for half an hour. Oh, you just remember he had to leave the classroom. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? I hope those are the days of old and all is well now. Thank you so much for buying the colouring book. And I've also just had a review from the colouring book. So if you want to know what on earth it's about and if it's any good, then check out the review because it's lovely. So thank you very much. I can't quite tell who it was. I can imagine, but I can't quite because the username is a bit different to what I would expect. But yes, I am so happy. Thank you. You guys are making my day and week and month. And I can't even begin. I can begin to explain, but I won't do it on this. begin to explain how many bad things happened to me, at me, and around me last month in September. It was pretty awful. Even from the end of August, actually. I'm not going to go into it, but just know that I'm not a liar and it sucked big time. Not in a cool ice lolly way, but it really sucked. So thanks. My financial situation is, there's no situation, it's empty. In a worse way than you could possibly know. So do look after me if you're able to. Thank you, please. Goodbye. That's the last I'll say of it. Here we go, big fishy coming in up here. There are all kinds of sizes, kind of cute faces from a distance. Incredibly scary, in my opinion, up close. I need to. I need to sneeze, and I didn't have enough time to get to the mic thingy. Do I? No. Not me, the teacher. Am I okay now? Not exactly. Like, I am in my well-being because I've decided I'm not going to be knocked down entirely by that thing. But no, in many ways, I'm not okay. But I will be fine. I'll be fine. But the recouping will not happen. It was too great a set of losses in a number of regards. But that's it. It's done. Capuche. Capuched. I have all of my limbs. We'll say that. I've got all my limbs. Look at this little Baba over here. How are you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing. I'm hoping fishies don't take so long tonight because it is coming up to midnight. These look. Oh, look at their lovely little fins. Maybe I can do them very nicely. And a yellow one sneaking around the side. I think this represents dodge rather than Gregory's dodgy quite nicely. What do you guys think? You know, like swimming around, dodging things. I think it represents it quite nicely. Now, I think there's also some kind of grid formation on the ground, a set of tiles that I think I will include. I've got an idea of how to do those with the pen after. I'm going to use a really fine pen, the one that I've been using for the other days as well. Please take a look at my live stream offerings for the week. It is just Inktober for now. I am gearing up to more, but really it's hard to fit in these 1 hours of the day. Look, I'm literally squeezing them in before the end of my night. It's quite difficult. But I'm going to bring you something wonderful. A warm-up. Oh gosh, that is totally skew with. I'm going to bring you a warm-up something on Sunday. Not what I thought I was going to bring to you. I've missed an opportunity for that. But I think I'll take you to see The Calm Before the Storm on my Sunday. And then next week, Saturday and Sunday, I'll take you to see some really, really awesome stuff. Does anybody remember the Danjiri big festival in my partner's hometown last year? Because it's that time of the year again. So next week, I'll take you. But really, I don't know what the signal will be like because it's YouTube times and it wasn't even all that good with Hago, but we did have some good times. They were the best of times. They were the worst of times. They were times. Okay, this looks like real tiles. There's some kind of perspective happening under here. Bit curious, the perspective. It looks okay though. I think it looks okay. And what I'm going to do with it is going to make it look fine. And there's a kind of reflection of water over here. So let's let that reflection of water do its thing. And a little reflection of water around here. There we go. I think that's done. I'm going to start inking it up. Let me give you a little close-up. Ta-da! Do you know what ta-da is in Japanese? Would you like me to explain ta-da in Japanese? And you guys can all be professional Japanese speakers. If you like, here's a little recap of the last couple of days. Dream, spiders, and path. And today, fishies, more fishies. Oh, my body is quite achy. I hope I don't get a cold. I think it's just exercise aching. Right, I'm going to put my little glove thing on because I don't want my, I want my hand to glide nicely and make some smooth lines. And I don't want any ink to be spilled all the way over my hand. It seems to be doing quite well so far. Nice Rotaring pen. With a bit of imagination, you could insert the hand of some hungry Japanese person into it so they all have to dodge. We're going to have to imagine the giant claw of Ryo, my partner, coming in from above, and you can hear him going, "Oishiso, oishiso," which means looks delicious, because Japanese people will eat almost any fish going. There are exceptions, though. Right, let's get some fishies in here. But first, do you see this bit up here, the water reflection? It's kind of white shining through it. So I think I want it to look like it's on top. So I'm going to let that be in white. So I'm going to actually draw that bit first. Excuse me, well, you can't really see what I'm doing. That means it's going to show up over the fishies. Gregory, you've creeped me out now. Now I feel like I've got my hands on all the fish, and that's just my absolute worst nightmare. This one's got a slightly different pattern over here. So my friend is here from the UK. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm going to meet him tomorrow. And I'm going to take him all the way around Omihachiman. All the way around Omihachiman. And it will be great. Oh, you missed the Japanese version of Tada. Well, none of you guys said you wanted to hear it. You've got to say, yeah, you want to hear it. Do you want to hear the Japanese version of Tada? It's not my version. It's the version. It's how to do it. It's ja-ja! Ja-ja! He knows what he's in for. You guys could all message him and tell him, because you guys have been to loads of the places before. Right, I'm going to come up over here and get some little fishy bodies in. Ugh. Said no Kendal ever. This one is smaller than I've shown it. Oh my gosh, you can see its little ooh mouth. Have you guys been on live streams with me where I've taken you to see the koi carp, and you can see their ooh mouth? Have to say, not a fan. When you look down into it, it just looks like the abyss of nothingness, which is not really how people describe koi carp. So there you go. You hang out with me, you get that. You get the truth of it all now. Okay, it might be a bit hard to see what I'm doing here. Driving so you can answer. Well, I don't need you taking your hands off the wheel. Don't worry. I believe that you wanted to hear ja-ja just as much as the next person. So I'm hoping Darren of Damonte Chocolate is in tomorrow so that I can take my friend Ollie to that. And I'll be making a video as well. And I'm very excited. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great fun. And he said he can cycle, so woohoo, we're gonna do it on a bike. And then next month I'll do it with Lauren, who's coming down from Australia. Pretty cool. That's a Hey Go Voyagers coming down to see me. I don't know if that's why they're coming, but they will be seeing me. But we'll do it without a bike then. So I'll do a more narrow version of the experience. We'll see what happens. And it will be my kind of farewell to Shiga at the same time, because I'll be going to live in Osaka at the end of the year. Not that we've got anywhere lined up, but that's what we'll be doing. I'm telling you. Here we go. Oh, I'm holding my breath doing these little fishies. I don't know if that's the wisest idea. Try and put in their little details there. Do you remember the fishy foot treatments? I had it done, it was very ticklish. Oh, I would not do that. I do remember them. They still do them in Japan actually, but I hear that a lot of places have stopped doing them because they decided it was inhumane to plump up the little tickly fishies with everybody's dead feet for that long. Dead feet, dead foot bits. But that's cool that you did it. I am not putting any part of my body into any part of any tank that has got a bunch of fish in it. That's not how I roll. Hello, Ronnie. Nice to see you. We're dodging each other, is what these koi carp are saying. So the word for Inktober today, inktober.com. Go on inktober.com/rules if you want to know what we're talking about. The word of the day is dodge. And we were not too sure how to represent that. That we, the royal we, I was not too sure. But I worked it out. I decided that it would be with these little fishies. So this colouring book this year will be fish themed. No, it won't. That's gross. It will be that's Freudian slip there. I'm not gonna let that come out again. Will be Japan themed on places I've been in Japan. In fact, many that you guys have been with me to. So that's pretty cool, I think. This one looks like it's got a very strange shaped tail. Looks a bit like a, I don't know. Looks a bit like arrowhead. Okay, and this one in here. Yuck. I'm gonna try and get their whiskers on there. Ugh! Look at their faces. Sorry, it's probably not very enjoyable for you if I'm squealing at my own artwork. Does that mean it's very realistic if I'm squealing at it? Generally, I'm okay with fish if they're like cute illustrations of them. I'm doing tiny, tiny little scales. I don't know if you can see them very well, but I'll show you after. And you can also go on Instagram.com/Miss Kendal James to see little close-ups of each of them. You guys have been very nice with your comments so far, so thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4 fishies. Hi. You have dry skin. They absolutely loved you. Delicious. Blah, blah, blah. Not my teacups. Those. This is in all kinds of directions. I hope you don't mind. 1 second. Do you guys remember seeing any baby koi with me? Last year or this year, I took you guys accidentally to see some baby koi. He's scared of my own shadow. That's these fish being near me. This one's got a little orange pattern. I'm going to try and give it globules that make it look like it could have an orange pattern on it. I could do that thing where I loosely hold the pen towards the edge, couldn't I? There we go. Okay, little fishy. Little whiskers. Gross. I think it's gonna be okay. So how's your autumn going, guys? And if you're in a part of the world, wait, I think all the Australians are sleeping now, where it's coming up to your spring. How's that going? If you're watching this on a kind of catch up after, I don't really know what to call it when it's not live other than catch up, from the telly era, then you might be in Australia. And how is it? Let me know in the comments. How's your life? How's your autumn? Do you have any big plans, major breakthroughs? What do you think? Leaves starting to turn in Illinois. Wow, lovely. I almost wanted to read that as Illinois. I'm sure that's a common mistake people make. Just going to get these little bits of water over here. Sorry if I'm putting my hand all over it. There we go. I almost wanted to wear a coat earlier. Finally, because last week we were sweating here in Japan. It is honestly still very warm. It's 25 to 30 degrees still. But last week it was like 35 degrees. It was quite something. But autumn is the best food month. You can fight me if you think otherwise. Fight me. I can't believe all these fishies I'm doing. I'm just getting some tiny little scales in over here. I'll try and do audio description because I know the quality is not that great. I can't do it during the daytime because I can't squeeze it in. Most people don't realise that, well, a lot of people realise that I sleep late and wake late, but a lot of people don't realise that I work in the afternoon to night time. It's kind of tricky time of day in life and everything. And then I have Japanese class sometimes in the mornings. Not that I'm really very good at Japanese or anything. I have a Japanese speech contest next month though. That's scary, isn't it? Different moving to Osaka. It will be different. Oh, I figured that, Rebecca. But I know it's Illinois. I know it's Illinois. But it does look very tempting with its noise kind of phonetic there. Like I want to say Thailand for Thailand, you know? That's the kind of person I am. Which I'm sure just makes me just like the rest of you guys. Okay, little fishy lines. I think there's like droplet or something as one of the lines, one of the names for the words for the next day. So just in case anyone doesn't know, the premise of Inktober is that there are 31 prompts for October and you should draw something ideally in ink. People do Pinktober or Mermay or I don't know, Flowertober. I think I saw Catherine B sketches having a good go at. So you know, it's just lots of different ones, but it's just another reason to draw. Why not? To get out and be creative every day, which might be a practice that you're not in the habit of, or you might just grow out of the habit of it, you know? So get stuck in, get drawerly, painterly, whatever you like. I've got nothing, no equipment that is ideal for this. You shouldn't be buffering. Oh no, that might be on your side, unless I went out and I didn't realise, but I am looking at the screen quite often, so. I think public speaking is not terrifying. There was a time when it was nerve-wracking, and I'll be fine until the very, very moment I'm meant to do it, and then nerves will come out. But I'm pretty chill about it because I've done so many, even before I did live streams, I was doing a live painting event where I was the teacher in a pub. So that gave me public speaking confidence. I had to speak to 20 to 40 people at the same time. I did actually give a presentation in Japanese a year ago. And I can't do that same presentation again without a lot of practice. But yeah, I feel like you just got to do these things. I think what's the worst thing that could happen? And like, even if like the worst thing that could happen is suddenly on the spot you die, right? Then you're dead. So it doesn't even matter. The fear is gone. Can I use analogies like that? I don't know. I did though. That's how I feel about roller coasters as well. The very worst thing that could happen is you die. And I think, well, if I die, then it's their fault. So they better give a big payout to my mum and my brothers. You know, that's my ruling on it. Might be a bit of a silly ruling, but I should sign waivers before I go on these things. I was buffering. I'm sorry. What was I saying before that was maybe missed? Let me know if you think something was missed. Look at these guys. They look like they're having a kissing meeting. Oh, did I create that by myself? Yeah. Oh, okay. That is kind of what's happening. They're kind of going to have a kissing meeting. That's a cool kind of meeting. This is dodgy, isn't it? I made it dodgy, Gregory. Of course I did. You give me a few moments and I'll make it dodgy. That the word of the day is dodge, just in case anyone's wondering why I'm mentioning such things. That phone is going to drop again. Okay, got it. I hope it's not buffering. Okay. I read advice somewhere. Have one stiff drink and imagine everyone in the audience in their underwear for public speaking. Well, that does sound dodgy. One stiff drink. I guess that's quite a Japanese thing to do as well, so I wouldn't necessarily be out of place. But I should probably brush my teeth after so they don't smell the whiskey on me. I'll let you know if I end up having a stiff drink to go with my public speaking session. Just getting some scales in here. I think I did some the wrong way around, but I'm going to let myself off. Okay, there's a fish in here that got lost and missed. I'm going to add it in. It's quite a little one. There we go. Just squeezing a little one in the gap. Okay. A few little splotchy lines around, a little marking on the tail. We're almost done with the fishy side of things. What kind of underwear should I imagine people wearing, Ronnie? If you've have you got any ideas, or did the article that you read not give further suggestions? Just wondering, is it PJs? Is it lingerie? Is it Victorian style long johns? Like, what kind of underwear should I be imagining my audience wearing? Do I imagine everyone in funny underwear? I'm a very visual person. I'm a creative person. So what if I imagine too well and I can't stop smirking at everybody? Or I say, any questions? Yes, to the lady at the back in the red lingerie. I might give the entire game away. They'll say, were you imagining us in our underwear? I'll say, no, no, no. And then I'll ask the person wearing blue boxers that are obviously 5 or 6 years old, what his question is. Yeah, I don't know if I should do the whole underwear thing. I don't know if it's best if I do that. They didn't specify. I heard that. Try to imagine the people in the audience are naked. That's great. I'll just say the one at the back with the large... No. No, it's all going Pete Tong over here. I think most of you guys are in America and maybe some in the UK. You might not get my Pete Tong reference there. You can go look it up on the internet and tell me how old I am after. Probably not really old enough to be saying it's all gone Pete Tong, to be honest. But if you've come here for a British English lesson, there you are. Pete Tong, dodgy, red lingerie. Okay. I've been doing my very, very best to see if I can sell either one colouring book or get one tip every day. If I got one tip every day or sold one colouring book, it would really almost buy my groceries for the month, and that would be just so lovely if I was being skimpish with my groceries. But it would be so lovely. So please consider going to buymeacoffee.com/Miss Kendal James and just buying a little coffee. It says a book, but it would literally be groceries. So if you feel up to it, please do. Or become a Kendal packer and get yourself in the list of people that will be getting a postcard coming soon. You'll actually be getting a postcard from the UK, but sent from Japan next. Normally I hand make them, but they're all handwritten nonetheless. Let's see what I can squeeze in. All these little fishies. This one's nearly finished. And then I can do the thing I'm going to do in the kind of background. Over here. And this one's got loads of splodges all over it, so I'm going to hold the pen loosely at the back and get all these little splodges on it. At the back, I mean like the tip, the end of it. So, hi, sorry, I just saw it buffering there. Or the lady in the grey bra. Or talking to the hottie in the third row. Yeah, that's subjective. Who knows? What was I saying? I was saying something. So please go to the live listing section of my YouTube channel to see when the next Inktober is. Tomorrow is the same time, but the Friday one is a totally different time. It'll be much earlier than you guys are used to. So some of you, it'll just be a totally different time of day. And the one the following day will also be at that same totally different time of day. And I'll be squeezing into my lunch break. So I will do the pencil outline in advance. Right, now I've got these guys here. What I'm going to do now, so here's all my fishies. What I'm going to do now is I want these little tiles in the background to show up a little bit. So I don't want it to show up, I don't want all of them to show up, and I want them to be a bit loose. So I'm going to hold my pen towards the edge to try and create the illusion of it being underwater like it is. Maybe it's a bit too close to the edge, but that's where we like it, dangerously close to the edge. Do you see what I mean? It's getting a unique effect, I personally think. So I've already drawn out my grid. I don't need every little detail to show up. Just some, and wonky is fine. I want to teach you guys the wonkiness is always fine. And no, it does not look just like the reference picture, but it looks enough like it. And it doesn't need to look just like my reference picture, considering it's been blasted out in 40 minutes. You know, I think that's pretty good going. Got to get a little outline around it in a minute, and then I've got to get my signature on it, and we'll be finished up in under an hour for this one. I'm interested to see what the next days are. I think it might be gold for the next day. I might be making that up, or map. Map's one of the only ones I don't actually have a picture for, ironically, but because I go lots of places that have maps, I would have thought I would, but so far I don't seem to. Now, do you see the lines here are not all matching, and they're a bit dotty. Hello, Ginny. Nice to see you. You have a flu jab. Try to wake up early if you can. I mean, I wouldn't hold it against you. Map tomorrow. Excellent. And Ginny, have you been doing a little something? You were doing something with your grandson, right? Are you doing an Inktober? It was so much fun doing it together, wasn't it? For with Hago. That was a stroke of Kendal genius, I'm going to say, to do that live on Hago. And here we are now on YouTube. Who'd have thunk that could happen? Who'd have thunk it? here we are. So we're getting live now to 6 people. Well, 6 is better than 1. Okay. Lots of lovely little details. We're dodging with all of these fish, Jenny. Doing it but not live. It looks lovely. Loving the swooshy and obviously dodging fishies. Yay! Thank you. I'm really glad you could see them obviously dodging. Let me see what I can get over here. Coming in. They are obviously dodging, aren't they? I think it's a good one for dodge. It was a stroke of genius the moment I realized. I'm leaving it at that. I'm going to erase some of the lines and then add my signature and the little border that I've been doing to make them all match neatly together. Tiny little tricks you can do to make your artwork, even if you do it quickly or even if you do it roughly, tiny tricks you can do to make it look like part of a set, you know, like a man, or I don't know, there's loads of things you can do. I'm going to use this one. There's just little pencil lines. Don't usually use pencil, but I want this to be a really lovely set that comes together. Notice that when I was doing my pencil lines, I don't erase anything. It's just a guideline for myself. I really prefer to just let whatever happens on the paper be committed the moment it occurs, you know. I prefer not to erase things all the time. That might be different if I'd done a totally bad perspective mistake on a building or something, but for now it's fine. I also did not erase the pencil from this one yesterday, so let's get that out there. It's only the faintest little bit, it doesn't matter too much. Okay, yesterday's one, today's one. I'm going to make this beautiful set. If anyone is interested in the second half of any of the originals from last year, do let me know, because my buyer only bought half of them and then they backed out. And I have had quite a lot of people not finish buying art from me, sadly. And it has put me out of perhaps about £800. I'm out from people in less than a year, not actually, or in fact, let's go for in a year, not finishing paying for things they allegedly committed to. And normally I would not have sent or sold the things, or in some cases I haven't and I've still got the item, but it can't be sold. The moment's missed, or at least it can't be sold yet, or in my life condition. So if you're interested in something from last year in the 15 to 31 days mark, do let me know if you want an original. You'd be part of history. I'll come back and see what you guys are typing in just a second. So I'm using a thicker pen here for my outline. I realize I should add a thicker pen to some of the fish as well, because that's part of the style I'm going for right now. I hope you've gathered lots of little tips and tricks watching this, or some inspiration at very, very least. Inspiration comes easy to some and not to others. So if I've helped you out, then I'm glad. So far, I've just dodged cars. Dodging cars. It is awful, Rebecca. It's really awful. So thanks for being a paying one. I do appreciate that. Sometimes people think I don't deserve to get paid because I'm just doing nice things that I like doing, but it is sad. It's still work, even if it's not what some would think of as work. Right, I got my little fishies here. I'm gonna add my little signature somewhere. Let me see. I might go at the top, no, over by this fishy. Okay, I'm going to go down over here. I'm doing, you can't really see it here, but I'm doing a tiny little alpaca detail. And then I'm writing Kendal, James, And I'm just going to write 2, 3 in the corner for the year 2023, which is where I believe we're at. Oh, where? There's my fishies. Let me see. Oh, thanks. You might buy some for holiday gifts. Well, if you go for flat things, they'll arrive nice and fast. I'll be updating my Etsy shop as soon as I am able. What am I going to do? I'm going to pick these bigger fish. I'm going to get the bigger fish popping out a little bit. Excuse me while I just focus on these biggies. Not totally, but just popping out a little bit. This one, because of the perspective, needs to pop out as well, even though it's not a biggie. And I've got loads of new stuff that I brought back from the UK as well, guys. So if you guys are fans of the UK, especially if you're fans of Portsmouth and Southsea, or you're fans of parts of Europe, there's some new cards coming soon to get you ready for the holiday season, actually. So I'll do my best, I think, next week to get these things up online, okay? So there'll be lots of cool stuff to buy. And if you're a Kendal Packer, you do have a discount code, and I will remind you guys of that. If you're in the Kendal Packer Club, which is £10 a month, so like 2 tips, and it will get you personalised postcards sent to you as well, at least 4 times a year, so seasonally. There we go. We've got a few been picked out. I might go for another little line over here. This pen is a little bit worn out, to be fair, but we make do. That's fine. Nothing needs to be whatever people think perfect is. All right, what do we think? It looks a bit different in the camera. Do you like it? Thank you, Ginny, and thanks. Ginny paid so promptly as well, so thank you. Here you go. That's today's one. It's Dodge, and I hope you get the impression that all these little fish are dodging out of the way of each other. And maybe you can remember the girls' day time that we were together and we saw all the fish together. Day number 4. Dodge. Dodge. Yeah, I think I spelled that correctly. It's super tiny though, so you can't really see that on the camera. Please go over to Instagram if you would like to see this in more detail within the next 10 minutes. Okay, so instagram.com/Miss Kendal James. Let's get this little thingy off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. It's been really nice to see you. Thanks, Dolores. Sorry you've just come in. I'm off now. But thanks very much for hanging out with me, everybody. And I'll catch you. Sorry if you are kicked out imminently. It's because I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So if you get the chance, please do give me a like and a comment and a subscribe and all those things. And it will help me get to 1,000. And I'm very close to actually getting monetized on YouTube, which will be pence of money, but it all adds up. So please try and do all those things. Thank you so much. Do it for all of your favorites. Catch you later. Bye.